Hi, I'm the Nature Guy, and today our episode is coming from Brevoort Lake in the Upper Peninsula. All right, before we go kayaking, what do we need to do?
Put on life jackets.
That's right, life jackets. Even mulberry behind you, huh? All right, safety first. Okay, let's get in our canoes and we'll go. All right, we're off to find some lily pads and other things that grow in the water. Oh, and there comes mulberry again.
Come here, Mother.
He's a good swimmer. Hey, mulberry, we gonna look for lily pads? Go get her.
Hey, Poppy.
Yeah.
I found a lily pad.
You found lily pads? All right.
Found a lily.
Oh, you did find a lily. Do you know what kind of lily that is?
A water lily?
Yeah, that's the white water lily. Can you hold it up a little closer so we can see inside? Oh yeah, we get it in the sun here. So you get a lot of white petals and all those yellow stamens in there. Okay, so we made it out to the lily pads and we got some neat flowers here. This is the white water lily like we talked about earlier. Can you pick one of those there? Yeah, pick the leaf and let's see what it looks like. Oh, they're big wide leaves. And look at the way the water just rolls right off. That's because they've got a waxy coat on them. And even the ones that are in the water, you can see the little puddles on them. The water doesn't make these lilies wet. They are able to survive in the water. That's why they can live, and other plants would die if they're in the water. So what do you think makes all those little tracks on the leaves?
Those little bugs?
Yeah, those bugs. So just like on the forest, there are caterpillars and things that eat the leaves of the trees. There are little bugs out here that eat the leaves of the lily pads. Now, do they have roots that go all the way down into the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, they go all the way down there. There's stems and they join the roots down below. And the roots of these are interesting. We're not going to dig any up. But all of these that we see here across the bay here, they all have roots going down into the dirt. And the roots do several things, but one thing that's really important is that they collect sodium. So why is it that the lily pads need to collect sodium? Well, it turns out everything that's alive needs sodium. You and I have sodium in it. It's part of what we call salt. But everything that's alive needs some salt in their bodies in order to live. And if you're a lily pad growing out in this beautiful freshwater lake, there's not much sodium around. And so they have to send the roots way down to the bottom so they can extract some sodium out of the ground and some calcium too. Those are important nutrients. Now, here's what's really neat up north. The moose need sodium too. When they're growing new antlers every year, they need lots of sodium and calcium for those bones to grow so much. And so guess where they get their sodium from? The ones up here get them from these plants. Because remember, we said that they collect the sodium down in their roots and stems. And so they eat the lily pads to get the sodium to grow their antlers. So when you see a big old moose with big antlers, especially the fuzzy ones that are still growing, we know that they got their sodium from the plants. So the moose need to say thank you to the lily pads. And in fact, that's one of the best ways to find a moose in the springtime and early summer. They'll be out in these ponds walking with their big, long legs in this wet, mucky stuff, and they're eating the roots and stems of the lilies to get their sodium. So Hope, what's the lesson we can learn from this story about the lily pads and the moose?
That the lily pads provide the salt for the moose, just like God provides things for us.
Ah, very good. God has ways of providing for all of his creatures, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. And this has been a cool day out on Brevoort Lake, learning about the moose and the lilies and the all-important sodium. See you next time.